Mercedes recently upgraded their car for the Barcelona and Montreal races, expecting improved performance. However, their performance at Silverstone, one of their strongest tracks, turned out to be disappointing. The team described their car, the W14, as difficult to handle. This has led Mercedes to shift their focus towards the future, even though it's still early in the 2023 season. They are hoping to compete with Red Bull in the long run. But there are doubts about whether their new development direction at the Brackley Base Squad is the right one. The recent success of McLaren has raised questions about why Mercedes didn't follow a similar approach in building their car. Join us in this video as we delve into these intriguing questions and seek to uncover the answers. But before we do that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below if you like all things F1. Alright, now let's get back to the video. Since the beginning of the 2023 season, it became evident that Mercedes had taken the wrong direction with their initial plans for the car. As a result, they made a decisive move to completely revamp their strategy and philosophy in constructing the vehicle. One particularly anticipated change was the introduction of a unique side pod design, which many fans believed would address the primary performance concerns of the W14. However, both Russell and Wolff have clarified that the side pod design did not play a significant role in the car's on-track performance. Moreover, it raises concerns about whether the new development direction taken by the Brackley Base Squad at Mercedes is the right one. The remarkable leap McLaren made in just 2 races highlights the contrasting performance trajectories of the two teams. Let's delve into the ongoing saga between Mercedes and their challenging cars, as well as the blunt statements made by Hamilton and Wolff regarding the future of the Mercedes team. Given the recent behavior of the car, it has become evident that Mercedes needs a significant shift in their overall philosophy. This encompasses how the different components of the car work together harmoniously and how it generates downforce in the newly regulated era, an area in which Mercedes struggled immensely in 2022. The initial races following the introduction of the new upgrade, such as Barcelona and Montreal, instilled confidence that Mercedes was finally on the right track after a challenging 18-month period. This optimism was echoed by statements from Wolff, Russell, and Hamilton, all expressing their hopes of challenging Red Bull for victory. Silverstone was seen as the first opportunity for them to showcase their progress. When discussing the aftermath of the British Grand Prix, Wolff expressed his profound disappointment, unable to contain his emotions. He proceeded to share his thoughts, stating, "I thought that Silverstone, based on our historic performance, this was the best shot, but it wasn't. So, maybe there's another track where we have the best shot. We've been fighting with the car for a year and a half trying to add performance. It came in, but it's just chipping away those small gains. I really see the positives because fundamentally, I don't care whether we finish second or third. It's important to find our way back to fighting for victories and the World Championship." Currently, the situation doesn't appear to be realistic for Mercedes and their drivers, primarily due to being surpassed by McLaren in just 2 races. In the Austrian race, Norris finished in P5, and with Sainz's penalty, he was elevated to P4, placing him ahead of both Mercedes drivers. The same outcome unfolded at Silverstone. If not for the safety car situation, Hamilton would not have had a favorable opportunity for a podium finish, and he would have settled for P4 as Piastri's pace proved unmatched by any other driver in the field. After witnessing McLaren's impressive performance, one can't help but question why Mercedes didn't follow the same approach as their customer company in terms of building their car within the optimal time frame. It's evident that the Woking-based squad has incorporated elements from Red Bull's RB19, just like Aston Martin, Ferrari, and Mercedes. However, unlike these teams, Mercedes continues to struggle, constantly fluctuating from positions as high as P2 to as low as P10 on the grid. In contrast, McLaren's drivers showcased their speed through high-speed corners and closely trailed Verstappen, even managing to keep him at bay for several laps. Even when Verstappen ultimately overtook them, the margin between their performance wasn't significant. This success by McLaren is likely to prompt other teams to investigate and learn from their car's design and performance. These developments raise further doubts and questions about Mercedes' decision-making and the effectiveness of their approach in building a competitive car. This is indeed the predicament facing Mercedes. Despite implementing upgrades and witnessing the outcomes, they are now faced with a profound disappointment in the car's performance. In fact, they have contemplated calling off the remainder of the 2023 season and redirecting their focus towards the next campaign in 2024. When discussing the potential battle with McLaren, particularly during the closing laps of a race where Hamilton possessed a notable tire advantage over Norris, the team's principal, Wolff, stated, "When the safety car was deployed, I was pretty sure, if not convinced, that we will be eating up the McLarens and finishing with P2 and P3, or even challenging for the front. We could have had a go at them in the first few laps, but they both raced very strong. And with their efficiency and top speed through the high-speed corners and on the straight, there was no way to pass them. That came as a surprise." The W14 has turned out to be another letdown for Mercedes, despite being built with a completely new design and philosophy. This has only added to the disappointment. The situation brings about a sense of insecurity. When a team that was expected to have the capability to challenge Red Bull throughout the season speaks in such a manner, it is disheartening to think that we may have witnessed our last chance for a competitive and enjoyable season ahead. Wolff has characterized the car as difficult to handle, as it only presented them with more problems at Silverstone. The fact that Mercedes still lacks the rear end that McLaren has successfully incorporated speaks volumes about their current situation and their aspirations. These circumstances indicate that the allegations made will ultimately lead to a complete rebuild of the car. However, due to the impending budget cap threat, this reconstruction will not take place for the 2023 season, but rather for the 2024 campaign. Mercedes has confirmed this decision, which has come as a shock to their fans. Essentially, they have admitted to being defeated by Red Bull at such an early stage in the season, and there is little they can do about it. Even witnessing McLaren's significant performance leap in a short period of time has not changed the reality for Mercedes. When questioned about the timing of Mercedes' decision to shift their focus to the 2024 development of the car, Wolff responded by stating, "I think pretty soon. We have no choice. P2 or P3 fundamentally doesn't impact me and the team. It's about coming back and being able to win a world championship in that aspect. That's not going to happen this year. So, we need to set our eyes to next year and then at all the races to come. Learn and develop, and make sure that we can carry that forward into next year. But having said that, the regulations are the same. So, it's not that you're not learning nothing by continuing this car. It's a balance that we have to strike right." The disappointment with the car's performance extends beyond Wolff. Hamilton and Russell have also expressed their disappointment and urged the team to improve their work in the factory. It is evident that their current approach is not yielding the desired results, which raises concerns about the future of the team. While it is anticipated that the 7-time world champion will continue his contract with Mercedes, no official announcement has been made, despite expectations during the Silverstone race. The outcome of the race might greatly influence the negotiation talks between Hamilton and the team. After the race, Hamilton openly criticized Mercedes and stressed the significance of engaging in a serious conversation about the team's current direction. He expressed the need to address the issue they are facing and reassess their path forward. Hamilton's comments highlighted his desire for Mercedes to evaluate their position and make necessary changes to improve their performance. It's definitely been an up and down season, and in the last year and a half, our car, we have a lot of work to do. I think I know exactly what we need to do. We need to have some serious conversations about what we're going to do moving forward. The McLaren is proof of the direction they've gone. It was impressive how quick they were in high speed. We have strengths in our car, long runs are great. As soon as we get the rear end they have, we're going to be on our way. That's what we have to fight for," said Hamilton. At present, the realization of Hamilton's call for a serious conversation seems distant. With Mercedes already shifting their focus to the 2024 season, conceding that they are unable to challenge the dominant Red Bull, they may encounter challenges in holding back the emerging teams of McLaren, Ferrari, and Aston Martin. These teams possess the greatest potential, apart from Red Bull, to secure race victories. The decision by Mercedes to redirect their efforts towards 2024 raises questions about their strategy and priorities. It remains to be seen how this decision will impact their competitiveness in the coming seasons. Overall, how do you feel about the current state of Mercedes in Formula One? Are you optimistic about their future prospects, or do you think they face significant challenges ahead? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.